darling. I've been waiting for you. Order whatever.
Seriously, I can't apologize enough, Bermati. There's really no need, Hal. You weren't yourself at the time. Besides, it gave me a chance to see that jamming code of yours in action. It was very impressive. Yeah, no kidding. Remind me never get on her bad side. Not like I did it on purpose. I was just in a bad spot, okay? Glad to see you're doing better, Hal. Welcome, Van. Hey, everyone. Barry. Rosette, I heard about what happened. Seems like you two are feeling just fine, though. Yes, we apologize for causing any undue worry. I feel like if you blow up my house and all of my stuff that I have in my house, I'm not really accepting any apologies. Yeah, and I'm happy to see you're okay, too. Right, I'm sorry about today, you guys. I know I wasn't actually in control, but that still doesn't make what I did okay. Well, if it's any consolation, the performance you gave with that call was practically award-worthy. Yeah, don't worry about it. And isn't there something else you need to tell us anyway? Of course, thanks for waking me up. I'll try and make it up to you all by gathering more information about this memory rewrite thing. Seeing as I've been through it myself now, I should have more insight into the phenomenon. I look forward to finding out who gives us the information about what we need to do next and how they get that information, because that will be really telling. If Hal and Jack over here come across the information first, then like the whole thing is just a scam. 1000%. Not the only one with a debt, Hal. We'll both be doing our best to repay you all. And I'll make double sure we find the bastard responsible for this. Sounds good to me. See? I told you it would work out, Hal.
Shall we go?
Shall we go? Cars are racing. Hit him with that vroom vroom. Starting over, I see. Needs a lot more work. You should probably not paint in the dark. Probably a good idea.
You like what you... Please come again.
I understand why you might think that. However, consider this.
What's going on over here? I don't see you treating me to this food, Mr. Thorndyke, you suckafoo sucker. Are you really alright with us eating food this expensive? Of course I am. It's the least I could do as thanks for your assistance. After all, you two are the ones who managed to bring both our security chief and our concierge out of their daze. No, that was Van. They just played a very minor role. Yeah, and it's all on the GM's mirror, so go ahead and hog out all you like. Well, sounds like we got the all clear, Sarah. Let's dig in. But of course, you all deserve some thanks as well. It was no big deal. It was a big deal. Oh, come on now. Putting a lid on all that commotion was no cakewalk. Mary, Rosette, how are you feeling? You two had us really worried. I'm glad our dance managed to reach you all in the end. Yeah, we're fine now. Sorry for all the trouble I caused. I'd also like to apologize. I know words are hardly enough, but I'm incredibly grateful for what you did for us. Well, you're right about words not being enough. I swear the hassle it took to snap you out of it. Still, I know it wasn't your fault, so don't go making that face, alright? Besides, this incident allowed me to confirm once again how indispensable you are to us. An honor to hear you say so, sir. Anyway, I can tell you guys are pretty busy. Just try to remember to rest when you can, okay? Yeah, if anything else were to happen to you guys, Sarah might just get an ulcer. Shahina, we don't need to give them anything else to worry about. Gotcha. We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, at least we were able to hear what happened after the fact. Feel like we can rest a bit easier now that we know. Yeah, I do feel kind of guilty about this, though. Up right there. You can't keep beating yourself up about this. You actually can. Well, we'll get to the root of the issue, and then we'll yank it out. But what's the plan now? Should we head back? Well, we still have a little more time left. Why don't we make one more round before we go back? Sounds good to me. We'll head back once we hit a good stopping point.
Time to depart.
Let's just see if there is a purpose. Probably isn't. No, I'm not going to waste my time with this.
I never did get to see Sarah and Shahina perform.
I'm sure you'll get another chance. You can think of it as something to look forward to.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd be happy to accompany you when the time comes.
Nobody invited you, Rosette. Just force yourself into the whatchamacallit. Why can't I go to these districts? Not that I need to go to them. Oh, you know what I need to do?
Want to take the scenic route?
I need to craft that thing. Now that I have the headphones.
I can handle maintenance or modifications. See you later.
Where's... Can you go back into the store?
Allow me to assist.
Let me chase you down.
Hope to see you again. Allow me to assist.
Oh. I have one of those equipped already. I had this equipped, then I got rid of it. I already have that. That's 30 ATS, but other than that, it's not very good. Probably get this dinosaur wallet. Oh, actually, well, it's a little risky. I'm gonna do this.
Hope to see you again.
It's a little risky to be doing this because I need wind on so many people. Need 4 wind for you, which actually I can. Oh, how I'm gonna pull that off. I'd have to move something better there, but okay. So let's say, where is this wind coming from? Oh, here. Oh, so I can't pull that off. Okay, so I can get rid of this, but then I'd be susceptible to status ailments, which would be really bad. But that might be a risk I'm willing to take. It's not as strong here though, as I was hoping it would be. I get access to 1 more quartz. I don't exactly have a flurry of quartz that I'm rushing to have equipped. Oh, might hold off on that. Good game? If you're a Trails fan, you probably love this game. What isn't there to love? Characters. Doing character things. Does look like you can equip 2 of them. How much do I value preventing ailments? Get rid of this. And give you the platinum choker, which sounds fine. I guess I'm not really using her CP as much as I thought I would. All right, let's save. It might be time to return to Montmartre and talk about what we need to do from here.
Truly, well done.
Can't complain with that.
Well, this is embarrassing.
I'll take it. Oh. Are we on to a new act? After reconvening, everyone began discussing their next course of action. They set about organizing the information they gathered over the last few days. While doing so, the landlords brought them some evening desserts and non-alcoholic beverages. After a while, they took the best suggestions into account and devised a plan. Okay, I think we ought to hang up our thinking caps for the night. Yeah, I'd like to just stand here for a while and enjoy the night breeze. I wish I were half as relaxed as you two. Truth be told, I think our plan has less than a 50% chance of success. I just want to note that I still wish this game didn't do this. Where they say hey, we're gonna do this, and then they skip to after we did that, and then they start talking about what they skipped, and then they flash back to show what they skipped. It's so annoying. And that's being optimistic. It'd be a different story if we had some substitute for the Genesis reactions. But being negative Nancy's, we'll manage just fine. Sucker. These rewrites might be scaling up in intensity, but remember, we've got over half the Genesis back now. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention this. The first thing, the name of the apples that I've been getting that are absolutely delicious and so juicy is Cosmic Crisp. Oh, if you got some Cosmic Crisps apples in your area, I recommend them. Second thing, we started with Ashen And then we moved on to, I don't remember the second person. And then there was Max. And then Farida. Who's the second person? They came after Van. Who's the second person? Whatever. I believe there were 4 people that were involved in the corruption mess. Okay. Could be 3. I could be misremembering. And it's scaled up to people that are in Van's vicinity. Like every character involved with it has been at least an acquaintance of Van. And we finally reached someone who's very close to Van. So, you know what that means? Van is gonna get the Crimson Corruption next. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's what I'm rocking with. It was thanks to them that we got out of this morning's disaster with our booties intact, yeah? That's right. We wouldn't have gotten this far without them. And I know they'll continue to prove vital to us to us well into the future. There's still some things we don't know about them, right? Some things. Yes, even the enemy cannot capitalize on their full potential, according to Miss Orticia. I don't know who Orticia is. Good to hear. Then, if all goes well, we should be all right. We don't know anything about them, and the enemy doesn't know everything about them, so we're good. Garden Master better watch out. We're about to send his booty on the highway to the underworld. The sooner he goes there, the better. All right, the clock will strike midnight in a little over 2 hours. For now, I suggest we check.
Something wrong?
Define wrong. If we totally forgot something fits the definition, then yeah.
Huh?
Are you saying we overlooked something? Who can say?
Are you allergic to straight answers or something?
You might be a beast in a fight, but you're still a giant pain in the...
Huh?
Van?
Shh! You guys hear that?
No, don't think so.
Is that...
Oh. We've got something coming from 2,000 Arge to the north. And that's not all.
Huh? The hell are you on about?
Gunshots! From the next district! What's going on?
That sounded like a tank. Why is something like that here?
It's no good. I can't connect to the Orbital network.
There's no jamming at play. The servers must be down. Katra, can we get a visual?
Oh, yes, of course. Theo, do it!
Understood, Katra. Activating telephoto mode. Confirming source of gunfire.
What the hell is going on over there?
They're fighting in the city. But who's giving the orders?
Hey, Renee?
Can't get in touch with them, huh?
The emergency lines are down. The CID as a whole may be caught up in this. I must return to the President's...
Dear Mr. President, tell me what to do. These suckers acting up in the woods and no troops.
Dad! No! Mr. Arkwright!
No, this comes first. Get out of here, now! That's an order!
Well then. Now we're jumping back that far? Van and Co. die in the beginnings of a coup. Holy cow, we are jumping back so far. You hate it when an airship crashes on your rooftop? No. Man, Act 3 is so long. We've been on Act 3 for like 20 hours or something. I'm trying to figure out if there's any evidence that the... Oh, I can actually see who all the people were, can't I? So that's Ashen. Oh, and then there was Celis, and then Maxim. Celis is who I forgot. But it was 4. I'm trying to figure out if there's any, like, if both timelines still happen. Like, for example, when we did the Maxim quest line, we'll say, does that still happen when I'm doing the Celis quest line? For the Celis route? I guess route is probably the better way to go about it. Because now I'm thinking, like, if we jump all the way back to where we just jumped, does that mean that 2 people in my party are still going to get busted up? And then I'll have to fight them? But I guess that's not the case, because we didn't hear anything about Celis getting taken over. But at the same time, we didn't get an ordinal one. So I guess only one timeline actually occurs. It's very confusing because, once again, we have geneses from timelines that, air quotes, never happened. So things just get very confusing. Alrighty, I'm heading out now. Texted Avi a minute ago, and he said he'll keep his ear to the ground. Keep your feet to the ground. I plan to conduct my own investigation tonight as well. I'll also be paying Mr. Al-Fayed. We've gone through this text like 3 times now. What the heck? Should we really be going our separate ways? Oh, I can't choose to send my friends to death anymore. Only when it's unintentional. Hey, that's right. It was after Fairy and Rosette left that. Oh no, you never gave the sweets recommendation to Yorda. All is lost. Exactly. Now that sucker will still hate us. What was that? It was that rewind thing again. I remember now. It affected.
How could I have done that to you guys?
So, you remembered what's supposed to go down on day 3, huh?
Yes, it's all coming back to me. I subjected you all to so much pain.
Stop right there! Don't blame yourselves, please. We know you didn't want to do those things. It wasn't your fault.
Our dear friend, the Garden Master, had you acting against your will. And even after we finally prevailed, he overturned it all that very same night.
We may need to rethink our approach.
Yep, back to the drawing board we go. Let's go over what we remember. Anything to keep us from reliving tomorrow. I think we've got this mostly figured out. The real head-scratcher is those last few moments at the end.
We finally got everything back to normal, and then the least normal thing goes and happens.
I was actually getting kind of excited for this, like, turmoil within the city, because, it felt like things were significantly ramping up, and we were going to get into some of the good stuff, but, and we rewound time.
I can't remember all the specifics, but I know there was fighting all over the capital, and then...
Those airships appeared to be from the Republican Army's Ix Alba series.
Oh my goodness. I just realized something. This game could be a Trails in the Sky the Third. A possible conclusion to this game is we do everything that we have done up to this point, and then we reach the very end, and we time travel all the way back to the very beginning, or somewhere really close to the beginning, like such as when the Garden Master and Swin make their move, and like the end of the game turns into that moment right there. And that would be insane, but because this game has time travel in it, there's the possibility that it will render a significant portion of the events that we pulled off in this game and the relationships that we made and all the information that we've learned about characters and things like that not matter at all. Oof.
If my memory serves, they were also suffering from the effects of the corrosion.
It would be best to assume that both the Guild and the CID have fallen prey to it as well. To think something so sinister was brewing in the wings.
Why? We literally, like, all we literally know is that there's been fighting going on, and some airships are falling out of the sky, and we're like, hey, the Bracer Guild is also involved, like, taking over. I'm just like, oh, calm down, bruh.
Well, at least Fairy and Rosette are still their usual selves.
But that doesn't change the severity of the situation. How are we supposed to prevent this?
You got me. But there's one thing I know for sure. What we just witnessed was the worst case scenario. If we let that happen tomorrow, everything we've done up till now will have been for nothing.
Mass Effect 3 moment? I would say it's a little more harsh than Mass Effect 3, if this game were to do it. But yeah, you know, Mass Effect certainly has some interesting choices.
And I ain't down for that, so I say we go on the offensive. We've recovered 5 Genesis, and at this point we pinned down the enemy's MO to a T. I think we can lay off the rewind stuff this time around. Let's end this cycle with our own hands.
Now you're talking!
Just for clarity's sake, can you explain the MO to the class?
I suppose we have relied on that power more than a few times.
Yes. We should have been dead already, but we've been saved by it time and time again.
That said, if we keep using it as our lifeline, we might go belly up when it's time for the final showdown.
That's true. So let's settle this with our own strength.
Fortunately, we are privy to what the future will bring, giving us the means to plan a preemptive strike.
That's a good point. We can make the most of the information we've gathered.
Our information is there was lots of fighting going on. The orbital waves were down, so we could not communicate with anybody. Like, we don't know if the president was corrupted. We don't know if it was just a few officers. We don't know if, you know, Marduk commandeered a bunch of airships and was attacking the city. Like, what information do we have that we could make good of other than, hey, some stuff is going to be going down in what, 2 hours, 3 hours?
There has to be some way to overcome this nightmare. And we're gonna find it!
If we are searching for an opening of some kind, the corrosion may be our best bet.
Tell us, Ren, how will we use the information that someone could potentially be corroded to our advantage? Are we just gonna stroll into some military facilities and be like, hey, has anybody been acting weird, you know, in the last, like, 5 minutes?
Based on what we've learned so far, we can surmise it's not some all-powerful, unconquerable force.
Did we really just drop voice acting right now? Right, even when Qasim and Rosette were under its control, they realized something was up. But see, Qasim wasn't even actually controlled by it, and Rosette's a robot. You can't really compare them to everyone else. Malfry was totally taken in by it, though. Why were their cases so different? I figured it was because I'm nowhere near as strong as them. Wait, no, maybe it's because the Genesis was given to me. Both of those possibilities are plausible. The strength of its grip may vary depending on the victim's temperaments and circumstances. In other words, the corrosion has its limits. The Genesis were left behind by my great-grandfather. They're experimental apparatuses that were made to gauge the world. The corrosion was made manifest by the 8th Genesis, and there definitely should be a limit to its power. Sounds reasonable. I'm waiting to, like, get to the proof part, you know. The problem is we don't actually know anything about the Genesis. And so everything that we're every conclusion that we're making right now is like just a hypothesis. And the problem is we have no way to prove what is correct, because we've only encountered people being tangentially affected. I guess actually Kurogane was affected in the first one. Ashlad was affected in the second one. Maxim was affected in the third one. And Rosette and Qasim were affected in the fourth one. So I guess somebody's been tangentially affected in every single one. But we also don't know why they were affected. We've made some interesting guesses, but we don't really have any concrete evidence. Maybe that's what we're lacking here. Doesn't sound reasonable to me, man. No, it's more than just reasonable. I think that's exactly right. Show your work, Catra. That's true, then how has the corrosion been able to spread so far and wide? I know the first 7 geneses were the points of origin, but that alone doesn't exactly answer the question. Must be some sort of channel with which it can widen its reach to cover the entire capital. Oh no, don't tell me. We're following that thread of logic, then the only rational conclusion is that it's using the Orbal network. Agreed. In the past, the septium veins have frequently been the cause of widespread interference. In an urbanized city such as Edith, however, the Orbal network is the more likely candidate. So it's not unlike what happened to the Martian Garden then. Circumstantial evidence is beginning to accumulate. Yes, Kincaid, tell them how it is. Are you capable of tracking the corrosion down? Oh, now y'all want to track it down. Yes, I believe I can, provided I have the assistance of our 2 resident technologists. Why couldn't we have done this at the very, right after Ashen? How did we come to this conclusion? People are affected by the corrosion because they have a genesis on them. And to be affected by the corrosion on the Genesis, there must be some sort of link between the Genesis and the 8th Genesis. So if there is a link, then it must be going through some sort of pathway, and there's only 2 pathways that are reasonable: septium veins or the Orbal network. And to their credit, a Orbal device making connections with the Orbal waves and Orbal network seems like a very likely and reasonable conclusion to come to. So they get a check mark for that specific tiny thing there. So once they've decided that that's happening, then they can say, oh, we can track it now. This information was available to us right after Ashen. And at least from my perspective, from what I can remember, there has been no new information provided to further establish or further clear up any misunderstandings of that specific information with all subsequent people affected. Well, the question is, why didn't we think of this beforehand? Why did we spread out into a bunch of teams and things like that? Well, the answer to that is we wanted to gather information, but then I guess it comes back to why. I'm getting into the circularness here, where it's like we should gather information on the Garden Master. But who can see the Garden Master? Oh, all of these various organizations and things like that. But we're not going to go to any of those various organizations to get those information. Matter of fact, I don't think we went to anybody to get information. We did not think of it earlier. I mean, if they just came out and said that, I'd be like, you know what? That happens to me too. Trial and error, you guess? But there was no trial, though. And there was no error. At least from where I'm sitting. Like, everything that we've done has been reactive. We haven't gained a piece of the puzzle on any of the corrosion events except for Celis, where she like punched a hole into it and determined that it was the Garden Master that was likely responsible for all of this stuff, but she couldn't even find out where he was. Just that it was the Garden Master somehow. So, but like every other event to my recollection did not, I mean, and even then, that information is very, like not necessarily helpful in everything that we're going about. So anyways, long story short, I feel like a lot of the things that we have done in this act/chapter has been a lot of shenanigans. But I'll give it credit. We were not mowing the lawn. Of course, you can count on me. With the whole of Marduk's resources at our disposal, we will put an end to the corrosion for good. But see, Marduk's not in our debt right now for saving 2 of its top tier officers. So they're probably just going to reject us. All right, let's take this from the top. The light at the end of this long tunnel's within sight. We just gotta make it through the day. I guess this is why they didn't give us the plan, is because we don't need to know the plan. Because it never mattered.
The search in Block B, Data Depth 3, Code Omega, has turned up nothing. There are no discrepancies in the data continuity over the 5-hour period. All clear.
I'm on Block U, Data Depth 2 now. I've compared the data changes over the timescale, so I'm now executing the code to switch to the theoretical model.
Do you have wings coming out of your back? Why are you doing that?
Okay, data continuity is within expected parameters, so we're clear. Moving on to the next block.
There have been no inconsistencies with the data continuity on my end either. I propose we skip past Block L for now and turn our attention to Block N.
Look at Ren flexing, like, I'm gonna talk to you guys and look at you while also typing on the laptop. Aren't I such a boss?
There's quite a lot of data here, so let's split it up among the 3 of us. We can start with Data Depth 4.
Understood.
Amazing watching them work their magic. They called this process the multi-dimensional data continuity scanning method, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it lets them gather info from all over the capital and search for discrepancies that might be caused by the corrosion. We can run searches on historical data as well. This method allows us to extract and analyze the change histories and trends across various data sets. But simply, we're casting a wide net over a long timeline of data and verifying its continuity. That didn't make any sense to me. Impressive stuff. The fact that you've made so much headway in one night blows my mind. Not surprised in the least. This is Ren we're talking about. Plus, they're borrowing the Marduk satellite's wide area shard search feature. Having Mr. Thorndyke's support is a tremendous boon. How did you convince him of that? Don't think you would be very into the game, but felt the one thing you may like is the overall pacing, more to the point in a lot of instances. I think what I can definitely say is this is very much a Trails game. You know, a lot of people say like, oh, you know, do you like the game or whatever they might say that insinuates, you know, what are your thoughts on it? And it's a Trails game. But what I can say is that this, like, so far one of my biggest criticisms of it is it's it's more obtuse than other games. In other games, you're building up to something, and you get that moment of climax and an awesomeness right before mowing the lawn. And I don't think this game has that. I haven't had a moment in this game where we reach that climactic moment. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then, you know, something happens after that. It's been like you reach a point where we're about to actually I guess the whole Nemeth Island thing was probably the closest, but the problem is when we reach something that seems like it would be a very climactic moment, we go back in time. And so this game like constantly erases the impactful moments and narratives that it's been building up to so that it can navigate around them. And that is my biggest, maybe not biggest, but it's one of the main criticisms that I have. And because it's doing that, it makes it significantly more difficult to like this game as much as other Trails games. Is this the credits? Not yet. Although Ghost BTS is not playing this game right now. So we were around the same spot on Friday, and he played, you know, approximately another 4 hours after I stopped. So theoretically, there's only 16 hours left in this game. I don't believe it, but could you believe it? Maybe he got tired of it. I wouldn't say he's a die-hard Trails fan, but he's in pretty deep with Trails. So I could see him. I couldn't necessarily see him setting down a Trails game, but hey, you know, this game is doing some different things, so oh, there it is. Hopefully you finish it this week. Life and other stuff got you doing breaks and messing with your pacing of playthroughs, or playing through this. Back after a week-long trip. Yep. Might end on a cliffhanger then. They could do that. There hasn't been a lot of cliffhangers in not well. The amount of cliffhangers has surprisingly been lower than expected for Trails games. But you know, according to that one guy who says that I could never play another Trails game ever again. My words, not their words. I don't even remember what they said exactly, but apparently there is a third game to wrap things up. I actually saw a cover image on, I think, Twitch, and I kind of wish I didn't see it, but you know, I'm sure people in the chat will put points towards this game, even after I give my thoughts. Spoilers. I don't have a lot of great things to say about this game. But, you know, it is what it is. He promised to assist with the extent he is able because the main AI labeled the capital as a red zone. Similar to last time, the designation jumped as soon as the date changed. There's a high probability the corrosion has already begun to spread again. Figured as much. Anyway, I'm surprised to see you busting out your angel power. I didn't know it could be used for something like this. It's helped us narrow down the discrepancies and the continuity considerably. How does Katra know how to do that? Hey, are you sure you're okay? I know that whole thing was really traumatic, so...
I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. I've learned how to control this power to some degree. And right now, we need to use every tool at our disposal.
Okay, but how is this power helping you do whatever it is you're doing?
I've decided that I will put this power to good use. This is how I can help others in my own way.
Mr. Salesian. Gotcha. Then we'll let you do your thing. Just remember to stay true to yourself. You are who you are, and don't let anything change that. Of course, Van. I'll take those words to heart. Good to hear. Now, how are things going on y'all's end, Judith, Renee? Grammy and I have been looking into people connected to the mass media and the entertainment industry. People in those sectors have been surprisingly active this morning, makes our jobs easier, but we haven't noticed anything unusual. There have been no signs of suspicious activities on the military secure line. That said, the information obtained there could very well have been falsified, and confirming its veracity would take time. And it might be time we don't have. Guess it's a good thing Ikaruga's chipping in, cause... Wait, does that beeping noise mean what I think it means? Block N, Level 3, a breakdown in the data continuity has been detected. The discrepancies that are outside the projected parameters have begun to disperse. Interference is spreading at an alarming rate. Confirmed it on my end as well. The data continuity has been compromised. This has to be the corrosion at work. And it's begun. Can you tell where it's coming from? I'm attempting to trace it back to the source. Unfortunately, the range of the scan is quite vast. It will take some time to narrow it down.
Oh, it's you. If you're calling now, then that must mean...
Yep, it's just as we predicted. A couple of someones are already en route to your location.
one of the reasons that we ran into the problems that we did is that we sent people off to go do things. I'm gonna say by themselves, but like we don't actually have any evidence that them being by themselves was what the trigger was. So if Shizuna's not here, then she could be controlled by the corruption. And you know, the timing is actually pretty solid right now. We just got some blips on the continuity that the corruption is at work. And lo and behold, Shizuna gives us a call right then and there. Come on. Come on.
Looks like they're going to split up before they enter Old Town.
It's a repeat of last time, then.
Except we won't be ambushed by the Kruga or Marduk. 2 new groups have been sent in their stead. We won't be able to pinpoint the source before they get here. How should we proceed?
We'll handle them. Might be tough to duke it out in a residential area, but it should be easier than before. You guys catch all that?
Loud and clear. Leave this side to me.
Time to serve up a good old platter of payback.
I can keep them at bay for as long as you need. We're counting on you to find the source of the corrosion.
Nothing like a good morning stretch to start my day.
Who put you 3 on this phone call? Shizuna definitely didn't. She ain't got none of y'all numbers.
Wow, they sure didn't waste any time getting here. Wait, I swear I've seen those uniforms before.
They're the Scorpions of Zahat, a Jaeger group from the Central East. They must have been corroded in place of the Kruga.
What, did they think they could beat us with a bunch of second-string shitheads? They're gonna feel really damn silly after this. Alright, activating soundproofing field!
That's what Reset showed us earlier. Looks like it works.
Now we can cut loose without worrying about any noise complaints. Let's kick their asses, Fairy!
This presents some awkwardness, by the way. Because in the other split timeline, we weren't attacked by Celis or anybody from like the church or anything like that. So why in this portion where we split off are the events somewhat mirrored in that we're going to get attacked here by some organization? That's they're never going to explain that, but I feel like that's something that we should pay attention to. Something else I wanted to say too, but I forgot.
Right! Backup's arrived! There's 6 more now!
Making it really damn hard to thin out their numbers. Might have bit off more than we can chew.
Then allow me to lend a hand.
Thanks for the assist. Let me guess, you already mopped up the fodder in your area?
Of course. The other shinobi are holding their positions. I was once consumed by the corrosion. That is why I'm determined to eradicate it. By any means necessary.
Same here! We'll destroy it together!
Let's see what you're made of.
You want me to fight these guys? With these 2 characters? Are you insane?
Don't underestimate me.
Flames?
Reacted the same? I am screwed. Barry took 2,000 damage.
Perfect chance! It's the end of the line! You're finished! Take this! Rampage!
Don't screw with me!
Aaron!
Slice and dice!
No way!
It's go time! Blink and you'll miss it.
Remains beside Ban of Lane,
Sword for me!
Yuzuna, Rosette, Ren, and Anya for clutch moments. Let's wipe the squad.
Sounds like they've already begun fighting. Then I suppose it's time I got started too.
Mind if I join the party?
Oh, of course not. The more the merrier. I've been wanting another chance to see your sword skills up close.
I could say the same to you. Plus, it's not every day that I get to fight back to back with the famous Beauty's blade. No way was I gonna pass that up.
Beginning combat test.
Protect arms!
Is it zero art? Damn, you don't really have good
I like
art.
where this is headed. Yeah. Show them your stuff, Elaine.
Eat steel. You're dead.
Manadrite says, I don't like this one. There's another part you're not contributing. Oh my goodness. So what I'm hearing is
Show them your stuff, Elaine.
it's all up to Mr. JRPG and potentially some contributions from Happy Chocobro.
Protect arms!
I'll let you. Here it comes.
But what Manadrite trails through Daybreak 3 was voted in Japan to be the best game ever made. How could you not want to play that?
Now we're talking.
You're next, Shizuna. Zerus form. No way. We'll win.
They're too strong!
Yeah. Show them your stuff, Elaine.
Now we're talking.
No
Too
way!
Yes. Aaron and Fairy took out the scorpions of Zahat in the northern alleyway.
And Elaine and Shizuna have a group from Zekdarms on the run.
Is that really who we're up against? This may be easier than I thought.
I'm afraid it's a little early to celebrate. We have backup on the way.
Rear guards, eh? You know who they are?
It's the Beta Squads. They were stationed nearby in the event of a surprise terrorist attack, but now they're acting without orders. They have split into 3 groups, and they are approaching Old Town as we speak. One can easily infer that they have already been corroded.
Oh no!
So the military info was fake after all.
We need to get a lock on the source of the corrosion. Now!
Got it. I just narrowed it down. It's in the Sidon district, and its exact location is...
A building at its center. The Maserati Hotel.
Don't interrupt me, Rosette. I, Catra, am speaking. Okay.
What? Why would it be there?
You can find out when you get there. We'll take care of matters here.
I have some prospective backup to send your way if necessary. You need only say the word.
All right then. Arc Ride Solutions, move out!
Hoorah! Dealing with the early morning assault, Van's group left Old Town in the hands of his friends. And with that, they hurried to the Sidon district, Maserati Hotel. Who's gonna be here? Who's corroded? Could be Kilika. So we're positive this is where the corrosion is coming from, yeah? To be more precise, this is the location where the discrepancies were at their highest. Cannot guarantee that it is the actual source of the corrosion, but it at the very least merits investigating. Any bright ideas on how we're gonna find the poor saps who got corroded this time? Hotel's gonna be swarming with people. Be nice if that bastard in black and the garden master were chilling near the front desk. That'd save us a lot of trouble. Who's the bastard in black? True, but I don't see that happening, unfortunately. Though I did hear that important figures are currently staying at this hotel, including a few we know. Heard that too. Apparently Prince Sharid and his people are here. I know Gran and Essie are too. Really hope they're okay. How fortunate that all of these important people are in this building. Well, we'll find out soon. Good chance that someone we know or someone with influence is corroded. Might want to brace yourselves for the worst. Might have to fight Homeboy Slice. Again. Actually, we probably won't. We've already fought him once. Famous last words. Alrighty. This is that moment in life where I go, yeah, should have used Judas instead of Shizuna, or Anya's instead of Shizuna. Once again, just getting bodied. Yeah, we'll use Judith. You a gladiator headband. Ooh. Right. Uh-oh, Happy Chocobo's dropping some serious points. Not points. Not, oh, more points, but serious points. 10,000. That's 15,000 today. Mm-hmm. Gonna be my squad, I guess. Save and mark. I do already own Fire Emblem Echoes, so